Hey guys, this is the Group 2 research presentation for Math187 by Isaac Gargett, Nick Lord and Shaun Yelkovan. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz was born July 1st, 1646 in Leipzig, Germany. He lived almost all of his life living in Germany, studying and researching in many areas of academia. This saw him conducting extensive work in publishing texts in the areas of philosophy, metaphysics, thermodynamics, and of course, mathematics. He struggled to find reliable employment throughout his life, as doing such research was not a popularly employable occupation at the time. Throughout his research, Leibniz worked as a librarian and later a political advisor, and as a mining engineer, and invented a hydraulic system and one of the world's first functional mechanical calculators, which together financially supported him whilst he conducted his research. Leibniz developed a system of calculus which was based on the idea of infinitesimals, which is very similar to what we know calculus to be today. However, it is now based on limits. Newton discovered similar methods independent of Leibniz, but he was much less efficient in representing his work in his writing. Like Newton, Leibniz saw the tangent to a function as the ratio of the ordinate and the abscissa. He continued with this theory to see that the integral of a function was the infinite sum of ordinates at infinitesimally small intervals on the abscissa. Although both Newton and Leibniz made these discoveries independently, it is Leibniz's notation which has prevailed and is still used today, as Newton's use of symbols was much less coherent in distinctively representing his findings than Leibniz, even though they were both equally correct. Initially, Leibniz's work didn't have significant influences until further editorials had been altered from his original work. One of Johann Edward Erdmann's editorial projects included elaborations of Leibniz's work in 2 volumes that he added to the text. Erdmann greatly appreciated Leibniz's work and ideas and showed it to many of his fellow scientists, creating an immediate spike in interest concerning Leibniz's work in philosophy. Erdmann went on to change the way mathematicians and many philosophers thought and how they understood problems. It is thought that Leibniz was a primary influence on Erdmann's work. Leibniz also rediscovered the way to solve a system of linear equations by arranging the coefficients into an array, now known as a matrix, which was used in China 2 millennia ago. The process of the way Leibniz rearranged these arrays to solve them is now known as Gaussian elimination after further work from other mathematicians. Whilst Leibniz was discovering and somewhat inventing his finest mathematical findings, he exchanged a few letters with Isaac Newton, and there was a clear competition declared as to who would be the father of calculus. Newton, being the president of the Royal Society at the time, accused Leibniz of plagiarism and appointed a private investigative team to analyze Leibniz's published works. The findings of the investigation declared Leibniz guilty of plagiarism, and he was greatly shamed for the remainder of his life. Sadly, he died on November 14, 1716, in Hanover, Lower Saxony, Germany. Only one person attended his funeral. It was later found that all the investigative papers used to declare Leibniz as guilty were all written in Newton's handwriting, and that the investigation was a fraud. Leibniz and Newton are now equally accredited by the Royal Society as the fathers of calculus. Here's my bibliography. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and a big shout out to Maureen. Shin Chang couldn't have done without you. Cheers.